Hey everybody, hello and welcome. I'm your, I don't know, community manager, I guess. JR Honeycutt here with BattleCon designer and Level 99 Games owner and founder Brad Talton, who just hiked down from on high to join us for this video. How's it going, Brad?
Well, I hiked up first, but it's been a long day already. Whew. Yeah, I may seem a little bit out of it. I apparently am suffering from mild heat stroke, but I've taken some ibuprofen and I'm eating some chicken noodle soup to get my fluids back. So I should be back with you by the end of this thing.
For your sake, I kind of hope that we don't hit our $80,000 stretch goal because you might just faint.
Well, I don't know if it'll be from that, but
sure.
but I might just faint. No, I got down the mountain. Okay, so I'm probably all right.
I hear that down is the easier half of the journey, right?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily,
Really?
because down is a lot rougher on your feet.
That's fair. Well, for what it's worth, I've been hanging out at the house all day, playing board games, and I don't have any heat stroke at all.
Look
So
at you.
100% ready for this thing.
Wow. Wow.
We have 48 minutes to go on the BattleCON Online Kickstarter campaign. Of course, we have over 1,000 backers now, 1,089 backers. We've raised $48,879 with a $10,000 goal with 48 minutes to go, 47 minutes to go now. And we're doing a little bit smaller countdown this time since it's Sunday of Labor Day weekend and we know everyone's busy and at home. But if you're watching and you want to ask questions or drop comments or just say anything encouraging or offer some tips to Brad for ways to home remedies for heat stroke, you can do that on Twitter at my Twitter, JAYAHRE, or at Level 99 Games, or by leaving a comment on the Kickstarter campaign, the link to which is in the doobly-doo just below. Or you can leave a comment on this YouTube video, and I'll refresh it, and I'll see that as it comes up.
So, yeah, talk to us, because it'll be pretty boring. It's just me and JR, and I'm also half dead. So give him something to talk about and post some messages.
The only other thing we could do is just relive the best of three BattleCon campaign or BattleCon little session we had a couple weeks ago when we played.
Well, Chad's going to join us in a little bit, the lead programmer for BattleCon Online. So he's going to pop on and say hey, and we can ask him all sorts of cool technical questions.
I'm excited about that. I need to ask him technically when Cadenza is going to make it in. I know the answer, but I need that to happen as quickly as possible.
We pushed him back a little bit.
No.
Because he's a little tougher for strategic mode, but he shouldn't be too long.
Okay. Speaking of which, when are we going to have... I know that December is the public date for the beta testing. I say public. It's the date that backers will get the ability to beta test. But when are we going to start doing it internally?
Well, internally, we're already testing it quite a bit at the office. But we'll probably open up a smaller closed beta or a smaller closed alpha probably in like November or late October, where we just get people on to start stress testing the servers and stuff.
Cool. I'm wondering if we can have some kind of a setup at BGGCon where people could like play against each other at our booth.
Yeah, we're planning to have that, and actually, Chad's looked into some hardware that we could use to run that.
Yeah, I am excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so everyone who's watching in right now, thank you for jumping in, and we're going to talk about some of the stretch goals we've unlocked. We're going to talk about a little bit of the schedule we've got coming up over the course of the next 3 or 4 months, and then we are also going to just talk about BattleCon and answer your questions. So I guess the first thing, Brad, of course, accepting the $80,000 stretch goal, which I think we knew was a long shot when we put it up, but we thought people were asking us for this. So,
and it may yet happen. I mean, I'm still getting samples for 3D, so we can try it out.
Yep.
And we can see how much it costs, but it's it's kind of a long shot thing, and I don't think the 2D looks bad at all. So, it's certainly easier on us to roll out new characters if we're not worried about the 3D assets as well. So it makes for a faster setup time till we have new characters and such. But
all right.
Hey,
I'm checking our YouTube questions here. That's all right.
See, even world famous game designers have to eat cup ramen for lunch.
Oh yeah, we already have commentary. They say wear a hat to prevent heat stroke in the future. And I'm going to guess that you were probably wearing a hat the whole time. Knowing you,
I was, but it just made my head really hot, which I don't know. I feel like that contributed, but Maybe I should just stay out of the sun more. But you know, I haven't exercised in a while, and I need to get back into it. So this is kind of a wake-up call for me.
That's fair. We need to, oh, by the way, from somebody who's on the other side of 30, welcome to old age. When your body collapses and you don't know why, it's the worst.
I'm not there yet, JR.
It's a few more years, man.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking to the stretch goals, even though we didn't get to the 3D static game pieces, we're still pricing that out. But we did unlock everything else, which includes a bunch of costumes. We're going to have custom voice acting for dialogue in the game. We're going to have a new character. We're going to have 2 new characters that are coming into the game. Can you talk a little bit about particularly Rifflem and Seven? Because I really want to know about these guys.
Yeah, so these are 2 new characters that are being created just for BattleCON Online. And they're designed to use some of the mechanics of the online player, the advantages that gives us. So like Rifflem, when he attacks, he actually changes the numbers on his cards permanently. So he has an attack that might say, you know, the base paired with this gains +1 power. And so the first time he uses it with strike, he has a 5 power strike. And the next time he uses it, he has 6 power strike. And it continues to, and it's changed for the entire game. So he's got some pretty cool stuff going on. And then we have, who's it? Seven, who has, a bunch of different, like a lot of different styles. And those styles that she has access to are based on what her opponent has in their discard piles. So she's constantly changing her styles and getting access to new things. And it's something that you could do with the physical cards, but it's a lot of moving bits around and checking the status of your opponent's cards and stuff like that. Something that's very simple and quick when you do it with the computer. So they have
a follow-up question.
So they're built to capitalize on the best, you know, on all the stuff that we get for free by doing the app versus, you know, the advantages of the app over the tabletop.
Gotcha.
Marco says he'll be joining us in just a second. I just got a message from him.
Oh, sweet. Marco, the famous Marco of our Battle Guides videos.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking to Rifflem, you said that he will increase his own stats on his cards. So it seems like he's the kind of fighter who's going to benefit from a prolonged game. Like, obviously, the more times he gets to use his abilities, the better and better he gets.
Yeah, and in that sense, he's a lot like Magdalena in that he's a long-range fighter who likes to play a longer game and play a little more defensively in the early game.
So does that mean, like, from a design standpoint, does that just mean he's going to have like a ton of soak and stun guard? Is he going to have abilities that basically just like cancel out beats or just push players away so they can't get their hits in, things like that?
He actually has a pretty low mobility. What he has are tokens, kind of like Hikaru, that let him do these manipulations. And so he can start rolling out his tokens really early on, and that helps him to set up a baseline and kind of manipulate his cards how he wants them to be within the first 4 turns or so. And once he's done that, then he has a lot of options for actually getting into the fight. So unlike some long-range fighters like Magdalena, he does get into his like battle-ready mode fairly quickly after about 3 beats. Excuse me. Cool. Sorry. Ooh, maybe I really am in a bad state for this.
Sorry, guys. For all the fans of BattleCon and all of our level 99 fans and backers, just know that Brad cares enough about this to literally wear himself out and still do it. So if you think that he gets heat stroke from hiking down a mountain, you should see how intense he gets about making sure these games are delivered perfectly.
I went up the mountain too. I didn't just get it from coming down.
Oh, I just imagined that you took the ski lift up and then took the ski lift down. The way down, it was just exhausting.
Is that what you think of me, JR? That's kind of disheartening.
No, actually, so for anybody that has not met you in person, you're like sort of an unexpectedly tall guy. You're like, what are you, like 6'2", I think?
Yeah, about 6'2". That's not really strange.
I mean, it's tall enough that like if you're like, oh, it's Brad, you're like just taller than like average height. So every time I see you, I'm aware of the fact that you're like a full 5 inches taller than me, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, you're actually like kind of big. So like I imagine you doing athletic things.
I'm probably a few inches taller than you.
Yeah. So like you're just tall enough that if you were a BattleCon fighter, you could be a tank if you wanted to be, right?
Maybe.
You could put on all the armor.
Certainly not fast enough to do anything else.
That's right. You're no Alexian, that's for sure.
Yeah. My priorities are like 1 and 2.
I want to get my buddy John, who is 6'8", 400 pounds, and almost all muscle, to cosplay as Alexian at Gen Con next year.
That would be pretty cool. I would like to have some some cosplay at our booth next year. We had Tatsumi and Darius one year. Darius from Argent and Tatsumi from BattleCON War.
Nice.
To cosplay at our booth, and those were really fun. So I'd love to do some more of that and have people cosplay with us next year.
Well, I'll toss it out there. Anybody who cosplays a BattleCon character and is like recognized as a BattleCon character, I don't know exactly what, but Brad and I will do something very nice for you if you're at Gen Con or BGG-Con.
Maybe we'll have a cosplayers dinner or something.
Yeah, we'll do something very, very nice for you. It'll be more than just, hey, here's a free board game. It'll be totally worth it. Cool. So, by the way, speaking of War, I have next to me, still in shrink wrap, my own copies of Devastation, War, Dev Extended, War Extended, Light and Shadow, Armory, Strikers, and then 11 promo fighters that I've already punched and rebagged into these little individual baggies. And I just absolutely... What's that?
It's a big pile of stuff.
Yeah, man. So Brian's coming over tonight, and I'm just going to go through, open all these things, put them in their envelopes, and just start playing matchups. I'm so excited.
Who are you going to try first?
So I really like Lim a lot, and I might just like grab Lim and just play to kind of get into the feel of it. But I kind of want to get into some of the tier 4 and tier 5 fighters from Dev, just to start playing with some of the more.
A lot of variety in that box.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see who I played with the other day. So I played a couple games on Thursday, and I had a chance to play with one of the more advanced fighters. And I made a little note here, and I want to make sure I've got it right. Right here. So yeah, I played with Eric, and my buddy Nate played with Tannis, and Tannis is insane.
Tannis is pretty hard to keep track of. Yeah, she's all over the place.
Like Tannis has these puppets. For everybody who's watching, like Tannis gets these 3 puppets, and at the end of every beat, so like between turns, she's just not on the board, and then she declares which of her puppets she'll replace. So she can just put herself wherever she wants, and she can move her puppets around, and her puppets can like create advantages for her as they move around the board. And then Eric is like sort of a range specific character. Like it's kind of tough with him. I have to kind of know where you're going to be to do these things. Hey, Marco's here.
Yeah, awesome.
We'll see if Marco has video. He's coming in now. Marco, can you hear us?
Marco has the guide for Tannis, so he can give you some feedback.
That's right.
Too.
Marco has the guide for everyone.
Pretty much. We're halfway through War at this point, I think.
Yeah.
We're through the first third of War.
That's right.
Battle Guides. Battle Guides is a great series. A lot of fun to watch.
If you guys are watching and you're not aware of the Battle Guides videos, please Google Battle Guides, one word, just Battle Guides 1, or just Battle Guides in general. Marco here does a full-length, like 30 to 60-minute video for each fighter and talks about their individual styles, their base, how they play, how to best use them, gives a real breakdown of like what their individual strategies are and how they play in different matchups. It's really brilliant. Like if you like BattleCon and you want to get better at it, this is how you do it. Marco, what's up, man?
Hey, I think his microphone's still muted, so we won't be able to hear him just yet.
He'll jump in here in a second.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we'll work it out.
I know. Yeah.
I played BattleCon, and I can't wait to get in and do this other stuff.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, there we go. Hi, Brad. Oh, my gosh.
Early morning?
Yeah, I just woke up.
Marco, where do you live that it is morning?
Oh, in the Philippines. So it's like 5 a.m. right now.
Wow.
Yeah, he's out there with Noko Menta, who usually starts drawing about this time.
Impressive. I was just telling everybody about your Battle Guides videos. Do you want to give a better description of what your videos are about?
Sure. The Battle Guides videos are a series of beginner to intermediate videos that are supposed to teach you certain tips and tricks about characters that you, as a beginner to intermediate player, don't necessarily see on your first few times playing the character. So it's oftentimes used to provide some sort of insight to how to use that character and how to see certain things that you might not have seen on your first few times playing that character. So it's oftentimes a vehicle for me to teach people that although this character might not seem good at the first few times, it's so that you can see the hidden potential and enjoy the game more. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a primer. Like if you watch this video and then you play the character right before, you'll have a much better time because you'll kind of understand the way that their attacks pair up and the kind of style of play that they create through their ability.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, but are you looking forward to doing Fate? I think there's some pretty wild abilities in there.
Oh,
How
I'm
you'll
so
do
excited.
Welsie and Thistle.
Oh gosh, oh those two. Welsie's the bane of my existence because it's like I just don't know how much emergence will pop up from using that character. But actually, I'm really excited to do Burman
Mhm.
because he embodies this philosophy about the game that I really, really think is very important, but not a lot of people understand because they feel like to win a beat, they have to beat the opponent by hitting them more or dealing more damage in the same turn.
Mhm.
But I believe Burman embodies the concept that you can afford to not deal as much damage, or you can afford to lose a beat.
Yeah, he's a character that accumulates position and accumulates advantages just beyond just damage.
Yeah, that's true.
So, oof. Well, have you watched the videos for BattleCon Online yet?
I've watched some of it, not all of it, because I've been cramming for
Right.
school.
Right.
I really like the interface.
I think it's going to be pretty fun. And we were supposed to play a game yesterday, and I turned off my computer and flaked out on you. But
Oh,
I'd like to
yeah.
show you the demo at some point. At some point in time, either this week or maybe even later today, depending.
Oh, sure.
I might just die after this.
That might happen. Brad, we got a couple questions here in the YouTube comments I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
The first one is Chris Beason wants to know. We got a lot of background noise coming from
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. What is wrong? Wait. Let me just turn off my mic.
Sure, I'm just going to mute you real quick. There we go. Brad, Chris Beaven wants to know what the cost for purchasing individual characters is going to be and how much time you need to invest to gain a new character under the free-to-play model.
It'll probably be about $3 and to get a new character, and the time in game will probably be around 6 hours of gameplay, and that's not just grinding. That's doing things like daily quests and playing in events and playing, like the solo play modes and all those sorts of things, leveling up characters to get with experience. So there are a lot of ways to get more in-game gold to buy characters. And those will not just be playing a bunch of repeated games, but they'll be like trying to achieve specific objectives.
Sure. Are we going to have, we've mentioned a few times like daily quests and stuff like that. Is it just going to be like, hey, play X number of plays with this character, or is it going to be like, win a game in this many beats, or do this much damage in one shot, stuff like that?
It'll probably be that kind of stuff in the early game, and I think that it'll develop as we play a bit, or as we develop the game a little bit more. Like it'll become more, and we'll have more interesting quests as time goes on. But we'll start out with the basic stuff like that. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I'm excited about that. Mark, are you back?
Yeah, that's what happens when you live with 3 gigantic dogs all hate cats.
You may also want to put on some headphones, JR. It might be that just because he's louder, your speakers might pick up things.
I'm hoping not.
But I'm going to go for a second and get some more water.
Yeah, go for it, man.
For my heat stroke.
Marco, so have you had any chance at all to look over Riflum and to look over 7?
7. I've seen 7, not Riflum though. I've seen 7, but not Riflum. Because 7 was because you were was it you or was it I3? I just remembered somebody uploaded 7 onto the playtest forum, so I checked her out a bit. Checked her out. She's pretty cool. I like her. I like the fact that her emotions and stuff are cool. She gets different artwork for each of her styles to represent each emotion, so that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm not usually a fluff guy. I usually like the mechanics, and I'm not sure how much of 7's current mechanics from that playtest version go to the live version BattleCON Online. But if they keep many of the mechanics the same, I don't know if my non-disclosure agreement lets me tell you guys what specific mechanics are. But if she's able to retain a lot of her mechanics, she'll be a very interesting character because a lot of characters in BattleCon are about knowing. Well, core mechanic to BattleCon is knowing what your opponent's discards are and then playing around what cards are in their hand, Let's just say that 7's all about that, and that
Right.
it's like for most characters it's like this. For 7, she needs to do it like this much, like super this
Yeah.
much.
Brad mentioned earlier that Seven's core mechanic is that she kind of copies or plays off of what people have in their discard piles.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. So
Cool.
if you feel, quote unquote, feel like playing 7 right now, maybe Sagas from War of Indines is a good substitute for your fix of 7.
Gotcha.
Because if Brad's summary of 7 is that she plays off people's discard piles, that's literally Sagas. Because of his echo and negating styles, and of course the main fact that the only way for him to regain a mirror token is to play off his opponent's discards. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Like the parallels and stuff.
Cool. So you mentioned something a minute ago that I thought was really cool. You said that a big part of BattleCon is knowing what's in your opponent's discard piles and then playing around what they have capable.
Yeah.
One of the big knocks that BattleCon gets, and I think that a lot of people, when they try it, like, oh, it's just rock, paper, scissors, right? And I think from a design standpoint, the fact that the discard piles exist is a reason that it's not rock, paper, scissors, because you can kind of like, you can set up situations where your opponent has fewer options, or you can force them into situations where they don't have the option they need to deal with what you're doing.
Yeah, that's something that brawlers excel at.
Yeah, can you kind of talk about that a little bit, because you know the game, I mean, as well as anybody does.
Yeah, because I played like 400 plus games of this thing. Because one thing about BattleCon is that most people do say that it just degrades into a complicated version of rock paper scissors, and from a technical standpoint, I guess you could say that that's the case. Because it's like, eventually you can just keep using logic to degrade the amount of test cases to like maybe you need to do 2 attacks and your opponent has 2 attacks and then you just pick one of them.
Right.
But the thing about that is that it isn't just rock, paper, scissors all the time. Because for you to reach the point where it becomes rock, paper, scissors, you needed to have analyzed this entire set of cards that your opponent can play and that you can play. Because it's not just rock, paper, scissors. Maybe for you, it's rock, paper, scissors, but for your opponent, he's playing guns, swords, and bats. And you have to figure out whether rock beats guns, or guns beats bats, and bats beats swords, or scissors beats rock. You have to figure out every turn.
I think too that like what you were saying about Berman, it makes a big difference too, because there are rewards beyond just winning the exchange, right? There's position, and there's your unique ability, and there's a lot of things that you will have to think about that are winning, and it's not
Right.
just a black and white, like I won this one or you won that one.
Yeah, because how much you win a beat is really dependent on who you are as a character. Because let's say if I were Rook from War of Indines, the elf gunslinger guy, if I take 3 damage this beat, but that means I get to not only get all of my reload tokens back, but I also get to teleport to the opposite end of the board. Like, do you honestly think you won that beat? Because for the next 3 beats, I'm going to deal like 7 damage to you every single turn from range without you getting to retaliate ever. So it's stuff like that makes it technically not rock, paper, scissors, like Brad said, because how much you win the beat is really dependent on who you are as a character, and really dependent on what cards you have in your hand. So those two together form this hydra of decisions that just make it so hard to say who actually won the beat, unless, of course, you like absolutely get to do nothing and you get stunned. Well, maybe then you can say that the other person won the beat.
But like, there are even situations where getting stunned isn't necessarily the worst thing, right? Because maybe you forced your opponent to do whatever their power combo was, and you negated a lot of it and still got stunned, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, things like guard make it with BattleCON Online. We're introducing guard, and guard makes it so you can't you don't strictly do a clean 0 exchange like with Dash. You don't win the beat, but you also don't lose. You can also mitigate how hard you lose, and you can sometimes use that to do things like get better position as well.
Yeah. Right, we're doing guard for BattleCon turbo, right?
For turbo and strategic, it's going forward. It's going to replace dash as the tournament standard, I believe.
Okay.
Probably with the next game we do after Fate.
What's the I guess I've been out of the loop for so long.
It's priority 3, stun immunity. You cannot take more than 2 damage this beat.
Okay.
Start move 1 space and end move 2 spaces. That's the strategic mode version.
Okay, so start a beat, move 1 space, end a beat, move 2 spaces. It's not up to, it's just move.
Oh, it's up to, yeah. It's up to.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both up to. You have the option to stay where you are.
Okay. So looking at that, I think that it still retains a lot of what makes dash really strong. The fact that you can reposition yourself really easily, and the fact that you can mitigate your opponent's big power attacks. But at the same time, a lot of the nuances, there's this one nuance that I think is lost in that version. It's because my friend, or was it me? I think it was my friend. My friend used to play Lixis a lot, and Brad will love this because it's like Brad loves Lixis.
Yeah, it's one of my original favorite characters from the first game.
Okay, yeah. So my friend plays Lixis a lot, and Lixis is this character who's like super immobile, usually very melee oriented. Until they buffed her, wherein she finally got some range, thank goodness. But one thing we've noticed about Lixis is that she's really good in melee, or at least at range 2 to 3, which is like her preferred range most of the time. And when opponents had the ability, because we used to play a lot of War, so most of the matchups I'm absolutely perfect with is like War. So I used to play Rook against my friend's Lixis, and one problem we noticed is that Rook would just teleport literally to the opposite side of the board, and Lixis would have to spend 2 or 3 turns trying to get back, until we realized that you could just dash. Like, even if you won't make Rook miss, you dash and eat Rook's damage, but then you'll be at the range that you want. And I think guards start a beat, advance up to 1 space, doesn't fill that niche that...
Yeah, but the end of beat move also means that they can't get you out.
Involved. Hello. I think I chopped off for a bit.
Yeah, you dropped out for a second. But it doesn't fully fill that, but it does offer some, it offers a lot of it, because between the start and end movement, you can get, you can get pretty far in there, and there's nothing they can do about it. Like, there are a couple cards that beat dash, but there are no cards that really beat guard, because the movement is, you can't be stunned out of the movement, you can't be outsped. But one thing that's really cool about guard too is that it can be clashed, and it clashes with strike. So if you're in melee and you think your opponent is gonna try and guard through your attack, you can actually
flash them out of the strike.
Flash them out of their guard.
Okay, so, that's an interesting point.
It's also possible, like with Eric's ability, Eric could ante one of his tokens and just cut out the start of beat movement from guard, right?
He could do the start of beat movement, yeah, but not the end of beat movement.
Right.
And that's why you put most of the movement on the end.
Wait, doesn't Eric do start and end of beat? Like
we patched that up.
He was patched to actually not do end of beat anymore.
Oh, good, okay.
He could do things like he could prevent Rook from ever reloading, which made the match unwinnable.
Oh, that's funny.
Or he could prevent Magdalena. I think he could prevent Magdalena from getting extra tokens from some of her styles too. Like there were a lot of things. There are a lot of effects at end of beat that just have to happen for characters to function.
Right.
Yeah. And I think we even balanced Eric that way and just didn't write it on the card that he didn't get end of beat. So, I think it's one of the things we discovered in playtesting and then just didn't put on the final version.
That's because it's like you just take it for granted, because it's just like, no way can this thing have negate the end of beat, whatever. And then we just kind of forgot.
All right, Brad, I got another question here. One of the most exciting things we did in this campaign is, of course, to unlock 7 as an available character. And Marco talked a little bit about it. You talked a little bit about it. We've got a question here. Like, can we talk about what 7 is going to be? Can you give more detail?
About her actual playstyle?
Yeah, like her playstyle and like what characters are going to, like what she's going to feel like playing.
Well, it's actually a little more difficult for me because this is a character that was designed by Josh Van Lanningham, by A3. In our office. And so I have actually not been as involved in the testing of this character as he has. and he would be able to tell more about 7 a lot better than me. So I can't say that much about her, except that she's a very flexible sort of character. She has kind of like Carolyn, where she has all the different major archetypes of play in her kit, and that choosing when to access and how to access each one of those archetypes is about is her core play style. So it's very much a variety type of character.
That's great. Cool.
Chad should be joining us in a few moments. He asked me if he could come online, so
yeah, of course.
He's gonna pop in a little bit and talk to us about the technical side of things. And then we've got it looks like we got about 15 minutes left. We could queue up a match. You and Marco could play.
So I'd love to. However, I don't trust the Google Hangout connection having Marco from the Philippines with my computer also trying to run that.
That's
a
true.
good point. That's a
Yeah.
good point.
I've seen a couple of things crash when we try to run Skype and BattleCON Online together.
I do think, though, I would love to have like a recorded Twitch stream or YouTube series of videos of like an inter-office tournament when the thing is up and running in beta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and just do like a level 99 games deathmatch.
If you guys upload that onto YouTube, I will commentate over it.
That would be great. Oh man, that would be really cool.
Come on, man.
Well, we gotta have. I mean, having like regular online tournaments is something we definitely want to do with BattleCon Online.
Yeah.
Like you will probably be able to come on any weekend and play in a pickup tournament with us online.
I dig it. That'd be fun. I want the golden dulcet tones of Marco telling me how badly I've messed up 7 beats in a row and that I deserve to lose.
Like, wow, what a play! I didn't expect that ever.
Right.
Hey, to be fair, I've played with a newbie once. I was teaching this newbie how to play, and we only had war at that time. And the primordial thing is if you're teaching a newbie a play, you have to give him cadenza. That's the only way he will not hate this game. Because any other character will make him feel like he's doing nothing good. It's like, okay, fine, let's give him cadenza.
And he's not good with Hikaru on game 1.
Okay, fine. But he used the cadenza, and we already had this preconceived notion that as cadenza, you just start off with a clockwork shot or a hydraulic shot, and you kind of wreck-a-rooney everything. So I kept playing around those 2 attacks. So I played an attack that was you stay still and you're kind of slow because cadenza's already slow enough. I can be slow. I can afford to be slow. But then he plays the weirdest attack on turn 1, and it wrecks me. Because he plays a hydraulic burst on turn 1, and it's just dude, that's range 4 to 7. Why would you do that? If I drive, you would have lost. And he's like, whoa, and I'm like, but then I looked at it.
Counterintuitive attack pair.
I looked at it, and I was like, this is actually a decent attack. So, hey, who knows, JR? Maybe you play something that I never expected, and I end up saying, hey, that's a pretty good attack. I'll steal it.
It counters something. But I think that's,
it counters?
Cadenza is really interesting in that sense because he is a character that has a lot of very clear archetypical effects that are still interesting in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have to have all these, little gimmicky technical things in order to make interesting plays. Even on your 50th or 60th game with him, you can still find an interesting counter, an interesting way to deal with what your opponent's doing. But we got Chad online right now, so we should probably rope him in and say hello.
Hi, Chad.
Hello, Chad.
So, hey, can you talk? Can we hear you okay?
We can't hear Chad.
Yeah,
Chad, unmute your mic.
We can't hear you.
Top of your screen, little red button, unmute your mic.
It might just be his actual hardware microphone volume.
Yeah. We'll find Chad everywhere.
All right, just keep trying. We'll banter about a bit until you get it working.
I do notice, Brad, that Chad looks fine.
Yeah. Well, Chad's a very outdoorsy person, and he can run up that mountain, and I cannot. So this is why I'm like all red and flushed, and I'm gonna drink some more water right now.
Well, here's kind of a nice moment. We have passed the 1,100 backer mark. We have
Cool.
$48,895 raised on Kickstarter with 14 minutes to go. So we are just about $1,100 away from the $50,000 mark, which we might hit in 15 minutes and we might not. For people watching, we do have a few left of the $500 tiers for BattleCON Online, which lets you. Well, Brad, why don't you tell people what they get at that tier?
Yeah, so the $500 tier, you get to you get to create your own costume for any of the fighters in Season 1 or 2 or 3. And we're also prioritizing bringing that character to Season 2 if you want to get a costume for them. So, for example, I think somebody wanted to do a custom costume for Tannis, so we're going to try and push her up to the Season 2 roster and have her ready for launch. In addition, everybody who backed the project at the premium season pass tier gets a copy of your costume. So it makes you kind of a local hero to BattleCon fans everywhere. So that's always fun too. I was actually really happy with this project that that we kept the tiers kind of in the $10 to $20 range, like those core tiers,
right.
Because it means that players are getting into the game to kind of to play to unlock a lot of things. It means that they're planning to spend a lot of hours in the game, and they're planning to to be part of the bigger community. Whereas I think that it's really cool when players grab the $120 tier or the $60 tier and get everything. But I think a lot of the fun of these kind of games is unlocking each character as you go, because it forces you to spend enough time with each character that you really get to know them, and then you can appreciate them fully. Whereas when you have everything, it's kind of this, it's like going to the Chinese buffet and you don't know what to get except crab legs, because
we all know
too
you
many
get
choices.
dim sum, Brad. That's all you get, just dim sum.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd love to have some dim sum again.
Oh gosh, no, me too.
But like I think in general the message that I wanted to convey is that I think it's really cool that people are playing to to see where the game comes along. So Josh is sending me the kit for 7. Josh, you can jump on here and talk about it if you want.
Show it on stream.
It's Ricky. Get in here, man. You're the man of the hour.
Cool.
Everybody loves 7, man. Everybody loves 7.
All right, Brad. I'm going to take this moment real quick, and I'm going to do a giveaway. I posted in the board game group yesterday that we would give away a copy of War of Indians to anybody who posted a picture of their shelfie, which is a picture of their board game collection, their shelf in their house, in an effort to get them to check out the BattleCon Online Kickstarter campaign. And we're going to roll for that right now. So we're locking this thing. We have 19 entries here. So I'm going to roll a 20-sided die, and then I'm going to count down from the first entry, and that person's going to win a copy of War. So if everyone can see my phone here, we're going to roll this die, so you can tell that I'm not cheating. Ready? Just going to roll that. There you go. Hold on.
No, I didn't roll. Sorry.
Oh, press the roll button right there. I thought it would just touch screen it. Here we go. Roll. Roll. Boom.
There we go. Rolled finally.
It's rolling. It's rolling. It's rolling. And that number, can you see that?
I can't see that. 19. 19.
The number is 19. So that means that the latest entry is the winner. Sneaking in at the very last moment, that means that Jerry Hari is the winner. I'm going to reply.
Congratulations, man.
You're not late.
Congrats.
You actually just won. All right, so congrats.
Send him. Tell him where to send his information so we can send him a message.
All right. We're gonna do something else. We're gonna do one more roll. We're gonna give away something else too.
Well, we could do a copy of Fate since we're doing War.
We can give away our love.
I think all my viewers already have that anyways. Brad, what do we want to give away? What's one more thing we can give away?
Fate. Let's do Fate.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna give away a copy of Fate of Indians too. This is a bonus giveaway. I'm clicking roll real fast. Roll. Clicking roll. 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 There we go.
Yeah.
And here we go. Can we see this number?
I can't.
What is that?
It's not focused yet.
Oh,
just read it for us, Jer.
14. But I mean,
We believe you.
So for all the posterity, there we go. 14, which means 19, 18, 17. Let me count this out. We'll see who won. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That means, oh gosh, Quinn Chi Nguyen won a copy of Fate of Indians.
There we go.
So I've actually got Seven's kit up on my screen right now. So if you
Look
have it
how
on my
cute
screen,
that
you
is.
can see it. and I can show you. I can kind of talk you through how she works since Josh sent me the screen.
All right, let me go ahead and lock on you. All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so you can see here she has a standard set of 5 styles like everyone else, but these styles are really basic. They're mostly zeros. They have a few simple effects, like for example, let's take this one. Like with the hexagon up here, it says Undaunted, range 0, power 0, priority -1. You can't take more than 4 damage this beat, and then you advance for each point of damage you've taken. And when her opponent's orange style is in the discard pile, or yellow style, she gets access to this one instead, the yellow version, which is a direct upgrade of her hexagon style that says you have stun immunity, you have normal movement effects, and you basically reflect damage back on your opponent up to 4. So it's kind of an upgraded version of the same style that she had earlier.
But at the same time, it's not, because you lose the movement.
Right. So it's got
an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's got a different usage, but the fact that it's a defensive style, it's that same archetype like Carolyn, where you've got a defensive style that's really just pretty good for its category, and then with her, hers, it's a little below the curve for her category, and then when she has the upgraded version, it's a little above the curve for the category. Yeah. So you have these opportunistic attacks that you can make use of. That your opponent has to watch out for. And I'm not entirely sure about how the final implementation is yet, but I believe that she gets both of these styles in her hand. So she could choose to use either the original or the upgraded version. And I'm not totally sure about that, but I believe that's the way that she's designed. What she has.
I think that's the way the UA reads, yeah.
Yeah. So, Josh wants me to show remote, which is this triangle style here in the middle, if you can see that. It says, opponents can't advance, and start a beat, she retreats. So this is a really strong zoning style.
Oh, super good.
And then the reverse of that is, opponents can't retreat, and she start a beat, advances 1 or 2 spaces. So she has the opposite version for the upgrade for that style, this green one here.
Yeah, I really find that to be very interesting about 7 is that you don't necessarily want to always use the upgraded version of the style, and that's really good because it just increases the number of decisions you can make. And for any character, more options is just better most of the time.
Yeah, and it's neat too that like you said, they're not direct upgrades. They're kind of side upgrades.
Side grades. Yeah, there we go. Side grades.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in this kit that I'm pretty excited about. I wish I had Rifflums to show you, but I don't think that one's been created yet.
Do we even have a sheet for Rifflum? Doesn't he change the text?
I have a plain text version, but I don't have a printed version like this that you could print on your printer.
Oh, okay, all right. Can we just mention how? Oh, okay. Never mind. I was just going to mention how cute the art.
Oh yeah, she turned out nicely. But you can always scroll back a little bit and see. Did you get your microphone working, Chad?
I think so. How's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chad here.
Yeah.
Welcome to the last 5 minutes of the countdown. You're only gonna have to deal with this for 5 minutes. See?
Okay, that's good.
Is that by design?
Yes.
That was engineered.
Chad, you are the lead developer for BattleCON Online, but you do a lot of things around the office. Will you tell us a little bit about what your role is at Level 99?
I just help Brad out wherever I can.
Well, Chad, he's being a bit modest about that. Chad does a ton of stuff, and the main thing that most people have used that he's designed has been our pledge manager system. So he designed the pledge manager and
I implemented. You designed.
Okay. He implemented the pledge manager system and BattleCon Online. Wrote those forums on there. Put together all of the the systems for recording matches, all that kind of stuff. And pretty shortly we'll be plugging BattleCon Online into that website. So all the match recording and stuff that you've been doing will combine and go onto your record, and you can see character statistics, all this great stuff. It's going to be really cool. I'm really excited to see what it looks like when we know, what 100,000 matches of BattleCon looks like on a spreadsheet and how the characters stack up to each other. That'll be fun.
I think you've touched Marco's heart there.
Yeah.
I can finally, like, if you guys give me that spreadsheet, I'll be like, everybody will be like, this character is OP. It's like, no, look at the data.
Yeah.
Data.
I'm curious to know, like, not just who wins and how often, but like how long do the games take? What's the average amount of damage done? How much do these characters move versus other characters? Things like that, right?
Well, what we wanted, one feature that we're really excited about is, I don't know if you guys have heard of a site called Salty Bet, but they play fighting games. They have two AIs play fighting games against each other, and then you bet on which side is going to win. Which character's going to win the AI fight. And so we want to have a mode kind of like that for BattleCon Online, where you just get dropped into a random match between two people you don't know, and you just kind of have to gamble on which one you think is going to come out on top. So it should be a pretty cool little mode.
Can you actually use in-game gold to bet stuff?
Yeah, you'll be able to use some amount of in-game gold to do bets and such. It should be fun.
Oh man,
it should be pretty fun.
Wait, will the odds change in real time as their relative positions on the game change?
I don't know about that, but like you
Do we even have an algorithm for that?
It's just proposed. It's in proposal right now.
Remember what we were talking about?
Yeah, if we have all the data, we could totally have odds that change every beat, right?
Yeah. Well, I think you'll be able to see the player's win record, and you'll be able to see, or at least their rank, and you'll be able to see the character they're using.
Right.
Right. So it won't be like you know, oh, this guy's really good ranked. Oh no, he picked Marmalade. Where's my money going? No, you know, it's not gonna be like that.
At least he didn't bet Voco. At least he didn't bet Voco.
Yeah, I guess like if it was just Voco, it only worked for matches that were Voco versus Marmalade. It'd be fantastic.
But I think too that we're gonna have some really cool features in like kind of a game of the week sort of a thing where we have an event that runs and players participate. So we'll play a game where we'll play a mode where everybody has to use beta bases, or we'll play a mode where everybody's EX mode, or a game where you get 5 random bases from Armory to replace your standard kit. Like stuff like that. That's just wacky matches that will force you to kind of adapt your playstyle completely when you get into those. So those are going to be a lot of fun.
Have you been playing Tavern Brawl recently, Brad?
I was certainly inspired by it. It's a great little system.
I love Tavern Brawl.
The Hearthstone.
So exciting.
All right, Brad, we have just over 1 minute to go. We're at 60 seconds right now.
Well, if anybody wants to pledge $800 and get us over that 50K mark, that would be super cool.
Give us money!
Like the rest of our Kickstarter campaigns, are we going to have the pledge manager available for a while at worldofendings.com?
Yeah, and people will be able to jump online and continue to support the project anytime before the closed beta opens. And then after the closed beta opens, then we will have we'll start to lock that down and have a more like a slower trickle of people coming in, so that we can scale our servers appropriately and stuff like that.
Fantastic. I know I'm really excited for this. I can't wait until September, October, November, so I can get some more players in just for what we have now, just the turbo mode and the early alpha. I'm digging it. So guys, we have 10 seconds left. We'll count down here in a second. 6.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Done.
Thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and give us money.
That's right. To all of our backers.
It's a little direct, Marco.
Marco lives in a different culture, so it's fine there, right?
Suppose so.
To all of our backers, obviously, thank you so much. We know that you're backing something that you could eventually get for free, or at least for cheaper than you might think, or whatever. So it means a lot to us that you're willing to invest in this project and to help us bring it to creation.
Well, it means a lot too to bring us, to have our first video game coming to life. And with the momentum from this, we can do Pixel Tactics. We can bring a lot. We want to do an app for Millennium Blades. We want to bring a lot of our games to the video game arena. And this is kind of a bold first step. And so I know I'm excited. I'm really excited. And I know 1,115 other people are really excited to be playing BattleCon online with anybody in the world in a few months. So we're going to be doing that. It's going to be grand.
Including, by the way, my wife Amy, who is a backer and is super excited about this project also. So.
I think it's going to open the door to a lot of people that wouldn't know about the tabletop game otherwise.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a big year for BattleCon. I'm excited.
All right, before we wrap up, we're not done. 8 days from now, we are launching the Kickstarter for Exceed. Can you tell us about that, Brad?
Oh yeah.
Exceed!
Yeah. It's coming soon. You've played this, right, Marco?
Yeah, dude. I love it.
It's so Succeed is kind of a more casual cousin to BattleCon. It's a lot lighter, faster, but it also uses a set of characters from various video games, fighting games, anime, board game properties. We're going to do a different set of characters every few months. So it's not going to be our original properties anymore. It's going to be, a brand new game every 4 months. So we're really excited about that. It's our first LCG-esque game. I don't know if I can legally say LCG, but but yeah, we're gonna be bringing that out. It's gonna be super cool. And you can play it for free. You can download the free print and play, and try it out from our website.
I remember there's this point in time where I was talking to Brad and telling him how I would very love for BattleCon to be kind of like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, wherein I just bring a character and then I just go to a shop and tell everyone, I have this character, someone fight me. Or something like that. And I think Exceed feels that thing, where it's like, I want to just bring my favorite character, and whoever else has an Exceed deck, we will fight, and it will be awesome.
Yeah, and that kind of casual carry-it-in-your-pocket style of play is what we're really pushing with this new game, as opposed to the chess-like, the huge space of variety and tactics that we have at BattleCon. So it's a very different game. It's going to be a lot of fun for players of BattleCon and for brand new gamers. And I hope that you guys will give it a try, because it's something that I've really enjoyed developing over the past few years. So yeah, check it out. Exceed.
We'll have more information about that for our newsletter subscribers. We'll be sending out the preview link on Friday of this week. So about 5 days, and of course we'll have information on our website, level99games.com, and we'll post information to our backers of our various projects as well when it is appropriate. That will launch next Monday. That's a week from tomorrow. Brad, do you have any idea what the goal is going to be? Anything like that?
Yeah, the goal for Exceed is just $30,000. That's what we need to print all 4 of the characters, or sorry, all 4 of the decks, 16 characters. And we've got some cool stretch goals to add in extra free characters, which everybody always loves. So we're going to have extra, we have stretch goals planned out. We've got the game pretty much finished. We're going to send it to press right away. And yeah, so, and we should, but speaking of BattleCon Online, because this is still BattleCon Online, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. We are currently working on Alpha 3, which will have Hikaru and Rukyuk and Force Gauge. Is that right, Chad?
Yep, that's the plan.
All right, and we'll be showing you guys a preview of that hopefully by the end of September, if not the middle of September. Depending. Did you say like 2 weeks from now that you think you'll have that demo?
Yeah, we're probably shooting for 2 weeks from now. I have everything ready.
Okay, cool. So we'll be seeing those 3 features in the upcoming demo, and then version 4 after that, I believe, is end of September, and that's going to have. What's version 4? Version 4 is integration with the website, I believe.
Yeah, version 4 is integration with website, and I forget what else is on there. More characters, 2 more characters we had, and then I can't think of anything else. Also, version 3 is matchmaking, the start of matchmaking.
Right. So once we have integration with website and matchmaking, we can kind of start trickling people in, and we can start bringing in, a few people to help us test out. And so hopefully we'll be sending out, inviting you guys to come in and play with us. BattleCon Online for an early alpha play, just to kind of make sure that we're getting a wide net of testing all over the place, and that on different systems and servers and browsers and stuff. So we're gonna have a downloadable client at that point, right? It's gonna be you're gonna download the build, not just play through your web browser like we've been playing.
There will be a web build eventually, but not right now. We have to do some optimizations first. Yeah.
So anyway, we've got a lot planned for BattleCon Online. Chad's working on that. Reagan, who's not with us today, is also working on that. And I'm going to continue to be doing the graphic design, and Nocomento is continuing to do art for it. So our team is set to work on this, and we will have some cool stuff to show off to you guys pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to it, and I should be posting a Kickstarter update as soon as Chad has the latest build.
Fantastic. All right, everybody. We appreciate, again, that you are being a backer, or even just watching. Even if you're not a backer, we appreciate your being involved. BattleCON Online is going to be fantastic. It'll be to you as quickly as we can get this thing done. And for everyone that watched, thank you so much. Chad, Marco, thank you for jumping in on short notice and having fun here in the campaign. And Brad, thanks for running this company we're all so excited about.
Well, I didn't die today, so I got through it all. Now I'm gonna go get some sleep.
That's right.
Then, yeah. Ooh, okay. Cool.
Next time, Brad will drink 3 times more water, and Brad will stretch first, and Brad will wear a hat.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's because of the lack of a hat.
That's right.
Yeah, that might be it. Oh.
Chad, we need you to take better care of the golden goose here, man.
I told him to drink water. I gave him a hat. He didn't want to wear it.
The hat made my head hot, so I took it off.
Lessons learned. All right, thanks everybody. See you guys soon.
All right, see y'all. Have a great night, and thank you
brother
so much for all your support.